think we may have had this wrong about the Antichrist. You be the judge. Many people believe that the Antichrist will be of Middle Eastern descent. What I want to do is attempt to prove to you how many may have had this wrong. In Isaiah 10, verse 12, God is pronouncing judgment on the king of Assyria, and this figure is believed to be by many a picture of the coming Antichrist. And because God identifies him as the Assyrian, many people identify him, the Antichrist, as being a Syrian. And where is ancient Assyria now? It's modern day Iraq. But here is the potential problem with this view. In Daniel 8, he's given a vision of where the Antichrist will rise from. And it's not Assyria. Let me explain it to you. Daniel has a vision of a male goat with a notable horn in its head rising against a ram who has two horns on its head. These two animals or beasts represent two ancient world empires that were to come and did come. The goat represented the kingdom of Greece, and the horn from the goat's head represented the first king of Greece, which was Alexander the Great. And the ram represented the ancient kingdom of Medo-Persia. Now in Daniel's vision, he sees the ram pushing his authority to the north, to the east, and to the south. But then Daniel sees the male goat that is coming from the west, which represents the kingdom of Greece, and it's running into the ram in the fury of its power, and it breaks the horns of the ram, destroying the kingdom of the Medes and the Persians. Now here's what you need to understand. Medo-Persia is modern day Iran, and remember that Assyria is modern day Iraq. These are both Middle Eastern countries. Now, if we keep on reading, the scriptures tell us that it is from this kingdom, the kingdom of Greece, by which the Antichrist will rise from. Therefore, the he-goat, which is the kingdom of Greece, it waxed very great. And when he was strong, the great horn was broken. So it's talking about the death of Alexander the Great. And for it, or from it, came up four notable horns, okay, notable ones, towards the four winds of heaven. So what this is talking about here is that when Alexander the Great died, four kings stood in his place to take his position. And the four winds represented how they would divide the kingdom into four directions, okay? It's called the Diadochi. And out of one of the horns, then came forth a little horn, that is the Antichrist, which waxed exceedingly great towards the south and towards the east and towards the pleasant land. The pleasant land is Israel. And it waxed great, even to the host of heaven. And it cast down some of the hosts and the stars to the ground and stomped them. Yea, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, that's Jesus, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. So here's the question. How can the Antichrist rise from the Middle East if it's already written that he will derive from the Greek Empire, the goat from the west, who destroys the powers of the east? And here's another question, which is just as important. How can the Antichrist rise from the Greek Empire that no longer exists? Here's where I lean. The Greek Empire that is spoken about by Daniel that comes from the west is not just referencing the kingdom of Greece, but another Western empire which is to come, the United States of America.